Chicken should be free of deformities, which, like I said, this chicken looks like it's normal. It should be free of any tears or broken bones, which it looks like everything's intact. Okay, good thing there. It should be also free of all pin feathers. That's if it's A grade. Now, does it look like it's free of pin feathers?
No.
Okay, so what they did is they charged me for an A, and they should have charged me for a B. Not really that big of a deal, but do you want to end up with that in your saute or your fried chicken or anything else? Okay, so you're going to want to make sure that you're paying attention to that when you're working with these birds. Now, the bird itself, we talked about white meat, dark meat, all that good stuff. Here's the reason why. There's a chicken. Right? This is how it walks. You can see the leg thigh muscles, and again, like if it's eating, it's pecking. Okay, leg muscles working, thigh muscles working, breast muscle not doing anything, wing muscles not doing anything. Okay, and what you'll notice is when we get into some of these other birds, they're going to be a little bit tougher to get the leg, the wing section off of it, mostly because there's going to be more connective tissues and more tendons, because, well, these things actually have to perform a function. And in a chicken form, they don't have to do that. Okay. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to truss a chicken, and there's a ton of different schools of thought on this. All right. Basically, what we're trying to do is get the thing to stay really nice, close, nice and whole. Okay. Why do we want to do that? Keep the juices in. Even cooking. And then what's the last one? Nice presentation. Yeah, because if I hold it in this form, when it bakes and all those proteins set, or roast, I should say, all those proteins set, they're going to hold just like this. Okay. When I take this string off, it's still going to stay like this. So if I'm going to present this in a whole form on a platter to a table, it's going to look really pretty, just like this. Okay. Now, like I said, there's a few different schools of thought on this. Some people will take the wing tips off. Okay. For me, I'm thinking it's a whole bird. I paid for it to be a whole bird. If I present it to you, I want it to be a whole bird, right? If I take the wing tips off, it's not a whole bird. And really, if I'm only serving one bird, what are these wing tips going to do for me? Can I make a stock?
No.
I could make a stock. How much would my yield be? About an ounce? You know, so we'd have a shot glass worth of stock out of this. Now, if I was throwing a large amount of these birds, that makes sense. Take these off, throw it in. And when you guys get to your fabrication, we'll be knocking a lot of these guys off, especially for your Bangkok wings and some of the other preparations. So those will go in with the rest of the carcass for your stock. Okay, so that makes sense. Now myself, I don't like getting rid of the wing tips, but I also don't like them sticking out. So what I do is I fold them underneath. Okay, so basically what it does is help create a little bit of a roasting rack for me. When I go to serve this chicken, it's still gonna have the wings on it, it's still gonna be whole, but I don't want the first thing that people see are these tips sticking out. I want people to see how beautifully we roasted this guy. I want them to see all the caramelization that we got on our breast. I want them to see all the caramelization that we got on our legs. Okay? So when I put it out in front of you, this is what I want you to see. All right, so we're gonna truss this guy. We need a little string. Now, general rule of thumb is we're gonna go about 3 times what the width or length of whatever it is that we're doing. Okay, so there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. I got fat fingers. It's a little bit harder for me to tie little knots, so I'm going to go a little bit longer. Oh, what to do? It doesn't matter. I'm going to end up cutting off my excess anyway. The key is I want to make sure that I get a nice strong truss on this. Okay, so I'm going to just take this guy, roughly split him in half. first and foremost, I'm going to go underneath the backbone. Okay. Bring it up over the legs. And I'm going to crisscross them. Okay. After I have crisscrossed them, I'm going to take them and tuck each one underneath the legs. Pull it tight. Not that tight though, because I lost my backbone. Now that I got my legs in nice and tight, I'm just going to take my string, pull it down against the leg thigh portion, bring it down to tuck the wings in, and then I'm going to turn it around so I can get a good strong tuck on this, and I'm going to tie it against the front of the breast. After I get that in nice and tight, make a knot, cut off my excess. There's my bird truss. Really pretty simple. Up, top, cross, under, pull, round, pull. Okay. Now you'll probably do it and go, I don't know, it's okay. Each one of you is going to truss a chicken. If you're having trouble, I'm going to be right there with you. And guess what? If you want to practice again, all we got to do is this. Grab another piece of rope. You got about 400 yards of this stuff, plus some over there, plus some more in the other kitchen. So if you want to truss that guy 3 or 4 times, 6 or 8 times, I don't care. Until you feel comfortable with trussing, then we'll just keep rolling. Okay? So that's it. That's how to truss a chicken. Like I said, each one of you is going to do that. There are going to be a couple recipes like the poêlée of chicken. We're going to want to tighten up real nice because that one's going to be one of the ones that we'll serve family style. Nice big platter with this guy right smack dab in the middle of it. Hopefully all nice butter roasted with all the vegetable garnish and all that good stuff. Okay. Same thing with the roasted chicken with mashed potatoes and gravy. Yeah, we can serve mashed potatoes and gravy, but I want chicken's the star of the show. Okay, so I'm going to show this off first and foremost. Now we did get a capon in, so when you do your chicken, you're going to do the chicken like this, trussed up real nice, and you'll do the capon and stuff. Okay, we might do some things to it to jazz it up a little bit. I don't ever do just a roasted chicken. I want to get some flavor in there somehow. So I'm going to usually just peel back the skin. You can do that with your fingers. All I'm doing is going in and just kind of pulling the skin away from the breast. I can stick fresh herbs in there, season it with salt and pepper, salt and pepper, rub some herbs on the outside. See this cavity? Okay. All that's doing is saying, hey, stick something in me. The oysters are right here. See these 2 little lumps right here? And you'll see that when we roast those guys. They're part of the thigh portion. And when you do the whole chicken and we rip this part off, man, they'll be right there. And like I said, for these guys, by the time they cook, they'll be maybe the size of a quarter, at most maybe about the size of a dime. But I tell you, that's a whole chicken in one bite. I mean, it's absolutely delicious. Because you want to try to steal them before I get to them? Is that what it is? Okay.
I got fast fingers. We'll try.
So, like I said, we got this. So what can I do there? Anything I damn well want. Okay? I've stuck whole lemons in there. I do my mirepoix in there. So if I got just chunks of mirepoix laying around, and I got no use for it, guess what? Now I got a use for it. Because you know what? When I put these vegetables in there, what are they going to do? They're going to steam. They're going to some of the juice is going to come off of them. What's it going to do? It's going to flavor my meat. What else is it going to do? As that fat melts, It's going to collect in the bottom of this pan. It's going to help make a really nice gravy on top of it. So again, we used to use the herb stems because I can't use the herb stems to chop up. So all those stems of parsley, stuff them in there. You know, I don't have it to use for stock. Might as well use it for something. It's going to be flavor. Thyme stems, rosemary stems, sage stems, whatever you want to do, stuff it in there. Okay, get that flavor. Now we're going to talk about doing this guy in an